I wonder, Owen, do you have time to talk about the floods? I don't know how much time you have. If we
I got till 2:30. I told Luke I got till 2:30 or 3:30.
All right, we got 8 minutes. Let's do you, as InfoWars doing, one of the things that my angle on covering it is not from like, obviously this happened and it's bad, because that's, anybody could say that. But what I thought was interesting is the immediate politicization of it and the backlash to that. There was a pediatrician in from Houston that came out and was like, well, if you didn't vote for MAGA, I hope you're dry, and if you did, you got what you deserved. She has been fired. There have been several people who've come out and said, well, FEMA didn't, because Trump did these cuts, FEMA didn't have accurate time to warn people. We now know that isn't true. I mean, it was just, unless that's changed, I thought I saw that there were some flash flood warnings. It was just, if you see some of the video, like the river, like 10x'd in size in 30 minutes. Like there's only so much you can do. There's only so much you can evacuate. What do you make of the kind of the people rushing? The same woman said, it's because of climate change. Even though this area of Texas is prone to flash floods a lot, given its landscape. What do you make of the fallout of this? Obviously, they're still searching for dozens of people, which is a tragedy.
Well, it sounds like it sounds like this is kind of the normal thing that the left does whenever they can use a tragic event to attack their political opposition, and I suppose both sides do it if we're being fair. Sure. Mm-hmm. But I guess that sounds like what is happening with some of those individuals that you mentioned. I will say the irony of man-made climate change, and this is it's one of the greatest examples we've had. The real man-made climate change is we're literally engaging in geoengineering. There is a government program. It's called Texas Weather Modification Program. I've been to their government hearings. They're very low attendance. Nobody goes to them. I'm usually the only person in media there. And they talk about how they do cloud seeding. In fact, there was an instance, I believe it was 2018 maybe, where, what they want to do is obviously they want to increase rain in certain months to have a higher crop yield, right? I mean, that's the goal. So
they've been doing this in like Saudi Arabia and stuff for years too, right?
And
so
China.
This is the real man-made. This is the real man-made climate change. These programs are all public. I shared the government documents on my X account while the floods were happening. It just so happens there is a very specific project in the exact region where the floods happened. And as I said, they were doing a program, I think it was outside of Houston about 10 years or so ago. It resulted in flooding of the plains. And they came out and they said, we overdid it. We have to do some remeasurements. We probably likely had an impact on these floods. So was that the case with these floods? Maybe, maybe not. That there has been flooding before in that exact region as recent as 1987. But when they sit here and they talk about man-made climate change, the real man-made climate change literally happens in your skies every day. They're spraying chemicals. It's not a conspiracy theory. It's very public knowledge now. Most of the programs they run, they don't even hide it. And so that's what's so strange to me is when I hear people wanting to blame this all on climate change, but then ignore the actual government programs that are public that talk about cloud seeding and geoengineering specifically.
What do you know about that stuff, Luke?
This has been talked about for an extremely long time. I mean, we've been talking about it for over 20 plus years, especially when it comes to HARP and it comes to a lot of the kind of weather modification programs that the government openly admits. My friend, Kristen Megan, she was a whistleblower on this. I could have her on the show. Let's have her on the show next Monday, actually. I'm going to ask her to come on. She's in the Michigan area. She's an extremely
she's been
smart,
on before, right?
Woman.
Ex-military or something like that?
She's been on. Yeah, she's ex-military. She's been on with me on my show. I'm going to have her on here. I'm going to set it up for next Monday. She could explain a lot of this stuff in detail. But China openly admitted this stuff. That's why they have massive floods in certain areas and dry spells in other areas. The Chinese are actually trying to terraform their desert right now in order to have more kind of irrigation. So every action has an equal counteraction to it. But we're talking about the Russians having tsunami weapons. That's what the Russians and Chinese have. What we have is even bigger than that. And the type of stuff that we could do, especially when it comes to manipulating Mother Nature, is absolutely terrifying, to be quite honest with you. And there's weird stuff happening with the climate now, and it wouldn't surprise me if the government has their fingerprints all over it.
I'm going to let, I know Owen's got to get out of here, but we're going to keep talking about this, Luke, for another few minutes. Owen, I really appreciate you coming on, and I'll definitely raid you.
Thank you for keeping it real. Thanks for being one of the true ones out there. It was good seeing you in the trenches, because we looked around and a lot of the people that used to be with us were against us. I was like, who the fuck? I was like, what the fuck? And there was only a few of us left.
I felt the exact opposite. I felt the opposite. I started looking around. I said, yeah, these are the OGs.
Yeah. I looked around. I made a list. I was like, I could name all the people that are real on my fingers.
You know who else made lists, Luke?
Well, we got put on lists.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here, I'm laughing. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm being put on another list. No, but I say this, I'll close like this. It's actually kind of funny how it works when you just remain consistent. And I really view it as that, when you just remain consistent. In 2015 and 2016, I was fighting the right wing. I was attacked by the right wing for supporting Trump. They wrote negative stories about me.
Yep.
They tried to attach certain monikers to us, like alt-right, extremists, and other stuff you may remember. So 2015, 2016, I was attacked by the right. Then Trump wins. So then from 2017 to 2024, I was attacked by the left. Now, calendar turns 2025, I'm attacked by the right again.
Yeah.
So I'm just remaining consistent. So it's funny how that works.
Well, make sure you guys follow Owen. Let them know on your way out where you'll be live and where to follow you. And I'll let you get out of here.
Best place to go to my X account. We stream the show live there too, at Owen Shroyer 1776, and I'll be live there in 30 minutes. And we're going to be really going through a lot of this Epstein stuff and showing all the comments that have been made by this administration that led us up to this point today.
Owen, thank you so much for coming on, dude. It's always good to see you. Wish you the best. Next time I'm in Texas, we'll have to grab dinner or something and have some fun.
Sounds great, guys. Good to see you.
All right, dude. Have a good
Thanks
show.
for coming on, man.
All right. Well, that was Owen Shroyer. I want to ask you this about the floods. Is it cancel culture? So, like, there's a lot of people who are, getting, that woman, that nurse lost her job for saying that. Or is it, as the left likes to call it, consequence culture? I know the right definitely kind of, for example, like stuck it to Gavin Newsom and his policies over the wildfires that happened there. For them to do the same thing on the left, for people to do this, on the left to do this too, Texas, it feels different. I mean, the Texas wildfires didn't kill 30 children. It feels very, very different. But what do you make of kind of the right going for blood on these? Like, I mean, Destiny came out and said, God killed these kids because he wants to use NordVPN, promo code Destiny. And it was like, now NordVPN said they're going to sue him because he doesn't actually even have a sponsorship with NordVPN. I don't think that's a lawsuit that they can win, but it's very weird to see that this stuff kind of coming back a little bit. I don't love it.
Yeah. I don't like cancel culture. I mean, people will always say shocking, offensive things. Wait, hold on. Maybe we could have Kristen on Wednesday. I'm just messaging her. We'll figure it out in a little bit. Sorry.
Yeah.
But anytime I think some people have weaponized this type of cancel culture just to get attention, just to get people to talk about them. I think Destiny does that in a way where he gets a lot of attention.
He said Corey Comprator deserved it too.
Exactly. He says a lot of like, wait, what? But if we truly do believe in free speech, we got to believe in free speech, even if we find it disgusting. Mm-hmm. And this is where I'm also different with Trump on the flag burning stuff. I think people should have the right to burn their own private property, even though I find it disgusting, even though I think we are in the best country in the world.
I would say that I should be able to burn the American flag, but I should also be able to burn the LGBTQ flag.
100%.
Like, that's 100%. Not a hate
especially
crime
if you
either.
Buy it, especially if it's yours.
Right.
But if you shouldn't destroy anyone else's personal private property, but you should be able to do whatever you want to do to people's private property, even if it offends them. I think, a lot of people need to understand that a lot of these kind of shock people get power off of you giving it to them. And I think the less we give it to them, the less attention we pay to crazy people saying crazy stuff, the better off the world would be. So Destiny might have said some really awful, hurtful things, but I don't even want to pay attention to him. I don't even want to give him attention. I don't even want to say his name.